What's up, YouTube? It's your boy JB, aka the King of Soul, and today we got some Jordan 5s to look at. The Air Jordan 5 Retro. This is the collaboration with Maniere. This is the women's Don colorway. Before we get into the review, do me a favor. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. If you do dig the content, also hit that share button. Now, these videos that we do on this channel are strictly for review purposes, so if you do happen to have any questions or comments, definitely feel free to drop those down below. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the review. So this sneaker did come in this all blue box, and if you do look closely, even along the box lid, you do have like these A's going like horizontal how I'm holding it. But nevertheless, it does have like these A logos, like the A is, pretty much like, the Maniere branding, and it is pretty much consistent throughout the entire box. Now on the box lid, you do have like this glossed out Jumpman logo on this side and here. Now the bottom of the box pretty much consistent with the other portion of the box. You do have like that A branding going throughout the entire bottom, and then on the on this side here, you do have the Nike branding here and copyright information. So for the most part, that's pretty much it for the box. Now the box label on the sneaker does read Women's Air Jordan 5 Retro SP, Photon Dust and Black. So this sneaker was actually released alongside Maniere. This is actually another collaboration that they've done with the Jordan brand. And for those that do want to take a look at that, there's the inside of the box lid. But the Air Jordan 5 Retro Maniere, they actually gave us two releases. They actually gave us this, and then there was actually the Dust colorway. The Dust colorway pretty much has like, the all black upper, and then there's like, burgundy hits throughout the midsole of the sneaker. In my opinion, this is my favorite out of the two, so definitely want to shout out the plug for getting these to me to review for you guys. There was just some things that they actually did on this Air Jordan 5 sneaker that was a little bit different than most Air Jordan 5 sneakers, and I'm here for it. I feel like it was a solid release. When you do open the box, you do actually have like, this wax paper here, and it does have the white Maniere branding, and that's pretty much it for the as far as the packaging. Now the sneaker itself, it looks just like and one thing that I did think when images surfaced for this sneaker, I actually thought like the upper was actually all white. It's actually like a real light gray color tone, and the sneaker is pretty much composed of all nubuck material. There was some things that they actually took and they eliminated, like even along like the ankle collar area here. With most Air Jordan 5s, it does kind of have like, that oblong shape. They actually, eliminated that oblong shape and gave it like more of like, a low profile look here, so to speak. But yeah, man, I feel like this is the way to go with these. But yeah, man, I ain't gonna talk you guys to death. Let's go and get into it. Air Jordan 5 Retro Maniere. Again, this is the Don colorway. So let's take a look at the right sneaker. So again, the sneaker is pretty much composed of all nubuck, and again, this is not a white, it's actually a very light gray color, and it is all nubuck. On the medial side of the sneaker, you pretty much see that going throughout the entire lateral side of the sneaker. Going towards the rear portion, well, the heel portion of the sneaker, you actually do see this number 23, of course, like that's Jordan's number. And then like the midsole, not the midsole, but the mid portion of the sneaker here, they actually went ahead and switched things up a little bit. Now for the most part with Air Jordan 5 sneakers, you do have like, that plastic caging, and it's just like lines that are just like go like, up and down. But nevertheless, like on this sneaker, they switched things up. So if you look real closely, you can actually see there's Maniere branding, just, all A's there. And it's pretty much like, just like the design that's actually on like, the top of the box of the sneaker. Other than that, you do have like this black midsole, and of course you do have the air bubble there, and that's pretty standard with Air Jordan 5s. Shark teeth here, which is consistent with most Air Jordan 5 sneakers, and you do have that hit of blue along the midsole. And then other than that, you do have like this yellowish A's sole of the sneaker, that is, like, you know, coming up, rising along the midsole and everything. But then, you know, you have more here, the black going toward the front toe box area. Another thing that's notable on the lateral side of the sneaker, so here along the eye stage, typically with Air Jordan 5 sneakers, you would actually see this portion here for the lace holes that actually be like, you know, surrounded with like this plastic material. This time they actually went with a leather material, and the leather is consistent with the tone of the nubuck that's on the upper of the sneaker. So shout out to them for that. I thought that was a pretty dope touch. Switching things over, going towards the front toe box area, you do have more of that light gray nubuck material here, and then they actually did give us this nubuck mud guard, which is standard with most Air Jordan 5s. You know, they'll have like this mud guard situation, but in most cases it'll either be like, you know, leather or, you know, nubuck, depending on the, you know, materials that they may use, even suede. But they did give us like, you know, this light gray stitching to kind of match like, you know, the nubuck material. Now the laces on the sneaker, of course the sneaker did actually come pre-laced, and they actually did give us these flat light gray laces here up underneath. They actually did go ahead and give us on the tongue of the sneaker, you do see more of that yellow aged Maniere branding and plastic that's along the mid portion of the lateral side of the sneaker here. Going up toward the mid portion of the sneaker, you are met with this yellowish aged lace lock here, and it does have the Nike branding, no Jordan logo or anything, and it's just like a yellowed out aged, pretty much to match like the sole of the sneaker, and of course like the mid portion as well. But up underneath you do have this hit of 3M, this lace loop here, and then pretty much that's it. Now going toward like the upper portion of the tongue, you do have more of that gray 3M material, and right there front and center you do have the black Jordan Jumpman logo there. Going towards the medial side of the sneaker, pretty consistent with the other side. You do have more of that light gray nubuck material. You do have the eye stays here in that light gray leather, and then of course you do have like the consistent with the other side, you do have that mid portion there that is like yellow aged, and it does have the Maniere branding. From there you do have the black midsole, and of course, you know, you have the other side, you know, with the air bubble, and then you have that little hit of blue along the midsole on this side as well. Going towards the back portion of the sneaker, so you are met with more of that light gray nubuck material. Now they did go ahead and give us the Nike Air branding going towards the heel, and this time they actually did give us like this stitched embossed Nike Air branding. I thought that was a pretty solid touch. Like a lot of people, for some reason, I don't know why they didn't like it, but I thought it was a dope touch. Now me personally, I'm just glad that they just went ahead with the Nike Air branding versus the Jordan branding that they normally do with the Air Jordan 5. So I'm here, Nike Air branding, best way to go. And then of course you do have the black midsole, and then you can actually see like, you know, the bottom of the sneaker going towards the back. Going towards the, before I get to the bottom of the sneaker, so first things first, let's take a look at, they actually did give us some lace options. So they actually did give us this secondary, it's like a yellowish aged sail off-white color, and then they actually did give us these flat white laces. Me personally, I like the stock light gray laces. You know, me personally, I mean, you can flip it. The white laces do look pretty decent in here, but at the end of the day, I feel like gray is the way to go for me, so I'm gonna stay there. The inside of the sneaker, so inside, like the sock liner, you do have, it's like all blue. Now, if you do look real closely, you can actually see that along the sock liner in blue, you do have more of that Maniere branding going through the entire inside of the sneaker, and it is along the back portion of the tongue as well. Now, going toward the back of the tongue on the right sneaker, they do have this white tag here, and it does have Michael Jordan's signature on the right sneaker. On the left sneaker is something different, but other than that, that's pretty much it. Now, going towards the insole of the sneaker, now one thing that I did like, they gave us this Dream Cell insole, and it did give us the Nike Air branding there, stitched in white. Like, I thought that was solid, man. Like, I put the shoes on, feet fit very comfortable, but sizing is just like any other Air Jordan 5, nothing different there. Now, going toward the bottom portion of the sneaker, you do have your standard Air Jordan 5 bottom, so you do have the herringbone traction along the topper portion for the feet, for the toe area, and then you do actually have, like, you know, more of the herringbone traction here going towards the heel. The mid portion of the sole of the sneaker is all black, and you do have the Nike branding there front and center. On this sneaker, they actually did give us the Maniere branding showing up underneath. On the other sneaker, it is a little bit different. The other sneaker, they actually did go ahead and give us the Jordan Jumpman logo on this side. Now, the left sneaker is pretty much consistent with the right. Everything is pretty much the same. There are a few things that are a little bit different. So again, you got the Jumpman logo. The most noticeable thing on this side is the tongue of the sneaker. So you do have the gray 3M tongue, and it does have the Maniere branding right there. And then going towards the back of the tongue of the sneaker, instead of having Michael Jordan's signature like the other one, it actually has the Maniere branding there on this sneaker. But for the most part, this was a solid release. Again, this is one of my favorites. Favorite sneakers that have been released this year. I actually feel like out of the two that was released, this was my favorite. So good job on this one, Jordan Brand and Maniere. But if I was actually to rate this sneaker, I would go ahead and give it a 10 out of 10, man. I just feel like I like the materials. I like the overall build. Again, like, I've always liked Air Jordan 5, but one thing that always, like, you know, kind of turned me off about the sneaker was that oblong shaping that was going around, like, you know, the ankle area. But since they kind of, like, you know, shaved that and gave it that more low profile appeal, I'm here for it. As far as, like, you know, comfort and size, and if it's just like any other Air Jordan 5, for me, that's actually true to size. So I don't really foresee a reason for you to want to go up a half size or anything like that. Stick to what you know. But I do want to take the time to, you know, thank the seller who actually gifted me these sneakers. This is a new vendor, but I definitely want to thank them for taking the time to actually send these out to me so I can get these on the channel for you guys for review. But I always encourage you guys to follow me and stay engaged as always. I can be reached on all social media platforms. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, even here on YouTube. Everything is at the King of Soul. But before we go, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a 360 and the B-roll like I always do. But there you go. Air Jordan 5, Maniere, Women's Dawn. So there's the front of the sneaker there. There's the lateral side of the right sneaker. Lateral side of the left sneaker. There's your bottom portion, and again, you have the flip-flop Jordan and Maniere branding there. There's the medial side of the sneaker. And then going towards the back, there you go. But again, I do want to thank you guys for taking the time to tune in like always. But until next time, see you later.